but not that much. Okay, all right, so let's get into, come on, I feel like I haven't presented enough of these lately, and I've been here for almost all of our Christmas shows and events. The Christmas tree, the one that I ordered from QVC, it arrived yesterday, and I want to put it up right away. I mean, we do Christmas trees, if I may brag and say so, better than anybody, and I am including the trees out there that are the thousands of dollars. This is from Home Reflections. When we call this a blue Normandy fir, we're not just throwing out the names of various species of trees for fun. You will look at this tree and swear you can smell pine. It is so realistic. The lighting, the technology has come so far, if your tree is from multiple years ago, how soft and yet pronounced the lights are. But, guys, you have so many options here. You can switch from white to multicolor. You can choose the brightness level of your tree. You can choose how the lights actually behave, if you will, whether they're twinkling, sparkling, morphing. Look at this. It's basically like your built-in remote that you will never lose because it's right there on the foot pedal. And so I love that because it's never going to rolling around in the box and then you go, well, I guess we're stuck with multicolor this year because I can't find the remote. Okay, let me walk you through the choices on this one. And they're all in this beautiful soft green, a la a blue Normandy fir, but you're going to choose sizes. I have never presented a Christmas tree at QVC where after a couple of presentations we still had all of the size choices, all right? And this one will ship to you November 15th, so you're putting your name on yours by ordering now. The shortest of them is the 5 foot, and look at how lush it is. Did we present this earlier today? Only a few dozen in the 5 foot. Oh, you know what? We did. Miss Carolyn had it earlier today. That's why we only have a few dozen in the 5 foot. There's no way we get another shipment of these in before the holidays. So if you see this, you love it at $39.40, you order now. Okay, next height is the 6.5 foot. And that's on an easy pay of $70.80. I'll give you the easy pays on each so you know what you're getting into. All right, next to that, your 7.5 foot. Wow. Look how great it looks. It's so full. All right, 7.5 foot easy pay, $104.20. That's it, I'm putting my tree up now. I can't stand this. All right, and then finally, do they ever last? No. Here it is, my Christmas dreamers, the 9 foot new tree. 9 foot, easy pay, $157.40. I have fewer than 100 in the 9 foot, and I'm not at all surprised. It's almost always the first to go. All right, and because it's on sale, even though it's debuting right now, you're saving up to $168 by ordering now. Which one's been popular? Oh, Alan, my producer's in my ear, and he goes, all of them, Jen. They were on earlier. All of them were popular. Amy Scaglione, my sweet friend, my fellow yogi. She's crazy about Christmas, too. So good to see you, darling. Thank you for bringing me new trees. I love to talk about our Christmas tree. They're still one of the best kept secrets. Like, people think they know where to get their Christmas trees from. They still don't know how great it is to get it from QVC.
And how about the fact that it arrives right at your door, boxed and ready to go? That's the beauty of it too, Jen. I love that. In fact, I managed this one on my own. Pick it up by the handle, walked it right up to the second floor with no problem. But Jen, listen, at the end of the day, your Christmas tree is the star of your decor morning. It's the centerpiece, and you want to be able to know that this tree is one that you're going to be able to take out because of the quality year after year. We modeled this one after a fir. We also modeled this one after a more full profile tree. So you're going to get that shape that you walk down the tree farm lane after lane, row after row, looking for that perfect, shaped tree. That's because, Jen, the branch tips are actually molded after Mother Nature. So those branch tips are molded after a fir tree. If you're saying in your head, a fir is like a spruce, yes, they can look interchangeable. A fir, if you roll the needle in your hand, it's round, and a flat, and a spruce will roll in your hand. So otherwise, to the naked eye, sometimes they can look similar. The magic with this one, Jen, aside from looking realistic, is also what we've loaded it with. Not too much of anything that you won't use, but everything we think you will. And what I mean by that is it's an overlit tree. I don't think you can overlight a tree, but in this case, it continues that trend of light from the inside out, every branch loaded with light. On the 5 foot that I'm standing next to, every branch, there's 600 lights just on the 5 foot and 1,200 on like the 7.5 foot. So tons of light. Yeah, tons of light, Jen.
The 5 foot is sold out.
Oh, okay. So I'm going to go like
first
this.
Day.
Now the 9 foot.
You know what? I do want to, though, Amy, because I know we have all of these set up so beautifully, and ignore, please, the fact that I'm kneeling next to the 5 foot because it is sold out. I have never seen a tree with this many options built right into the foot pedal, and I love that you called that every single branch has a light. But as I'm clicking from one to the next, every single one of those, in this case, 600 lights into the over 1,000 plus, will change based on what's happening right here on the pedal.
Jen, that's right. And it's attached to your tree, so you never have to worry about losing it. Also, guess what else you don't have to worry about losing? A light, because this is that power housed in the pole and easy on technology, which I'm going to show you quickly. It means that if a light should go out, which we rarely do, you're never going to lose a whole strand of light. That strand is going to stay lit for you. Also, the power in the pole technology. I'm going to pop this section out, Jen. All of that technology is housed right in here.
Easy.
You're not going to have cords everywhere. This 5 foot has 2 sections. I'm having a full conversation with you. It's easy to manage. I just line that back up, and you're going to notice it lights up. The bottom is lit up because, of course, I have that already plugged in. Pop that right in. So 2 sections for your 5 foot 6.5, 3 sections for that 7.5, and then up to 5 sections when we get into that 9 foot. It's still very manageable. 7 light functions. All those functions you'll use, Jen. Sometimes I liken it to a container of eyeshadow where you go, I have all these colors and I really only use 4.
Yeah, that's right.
This is the 7 that you want, right? It's the warm white. It's got the beautiful multi, and then it gives you the options of a slow fade in the color, slow fade in the warm white, and then a little bit of a light show if you want to do that in the color and in the warm white, and then you'll go back to your off position. So lots of light to play with.
So let's count this down. I'm going to back up. Okay, so the 5 foot is completely sold out. Fewer than, did you say 206.5? Okay, fewer than 206.5. Just a few more than that in the 7.5. Fewer than 100 left in the 9 foot tree. And then, like you see with the lights low, how magical this is. And honestly, that's when I really just become so enchanted by my Christmas tree at home, is when the lights are low and the Christmas lights are on. And you see like the beauty of those lights. They're not piercing, they're not big. Every single branch has multiple lights. And my thing, Amy, like I remember when we used to go when I was a child, and we would go to like an actual tree farm, and you would just be like, that's a good tree. And you would say it's a good tree because my brother and I would say it's fat. Like not wide, but it has like a lot going. Like you look in here and you can't see the pole, right? And it's so full, and that's what a good tree is. It doesn't have to be wide, enormous, and this I would say is like that. I mean, it's not a slim profile. It's got some width to it, but more importantly, it's dense like a good, healthy tree is.
That's right, Jen. And even in the 5 foot, which sold out, that I'm standing next to, 43 inches in diameter. 600 lights on this one, and we just go up from there. Like I said, 7.5, 12, 100 lights. Jen, perfect point, and that's why you'll often see me present trees with not a single embellishment or a single ornament. It's very easy to fudge a tree, load it up with gorgeous ornaments, but if the bones of the tree are no good, wow, that's awful. You want to be able to add the ornaments that you want, but not feel compelled.
You're not filling in holes.
Do too much.
Yeah.
That's right. So you're not going to see that with this. Easy, all the power housed in the pole, all those beautiful continuous on. And Jen, I should point out as well, your stand is going to come with the tree. With the tree, when you get the stand home, you're going to find 3 eye bolts. Drop that first section in, and then just tighten up those eye bolts. That'll get that first section going. And then you just drop in A, B, C, D, and build your way up in moments.
So you get everything. You get the stand, you get all the light. You will never look at this tree and go, you know what, we should pick up some strand lights because we're going to need to fill this out a little bit. I mean, look at the like the disbursement of it. I'm in awe of everything about this. The tree itself, even if we remove the lights, the way that they go both inside the branches, like I see lights here almost all the way back to the pole, coming out to the tips. So it's random, but it looks like if you live in this area and you've ever been to Longwood Gardens and you see the lighting on that tree and you know that experts spent hours threading the lights inside the branches of the tree. That's what this looks like. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous shot. However, even with high definition cameras, they're not getting all the way through to the other side of the tree. Like, you don't see all the way through it because you can't. Now, I swear, Alan, just a little while ago, you told me you had 200 in the 6.5 foot, and now we have fewer than 100. No, never mind, 5 dozen. 5 dozen, that's what happens when I wait 30 seconds to give you an update. How many in the 7.5? Just a few more than that? Okay, a couple hundred. There's like 80 in the 9 foot, and the reason I keep, I totally acknowledge that's an investment, A, and B, it's 9 foot, right? So not everybody has the height for it, but I know when I bought finally my house that had the ceiling high enough, I couldn't get the 9 foot tree fast enough. I mean, it's just, there's something so amazing about having that 9 foot tree. If it's in your budget, you spread it out over 5 months' time, $157.60. Ships to you in November. I love that it doesn't, honestly, I love that it doesn't ship right away. I wouldn't have ordered my tree if it shipped right away because I didn't want to store it for that long, so I love that you have an advanced order opportunity on it. H233109, you still have until the end of January to try a Christmas tree. And if you don't love it, you can send it back. But even if you don't love, like let's say you don't want the, okay, I don't want the blinking lights. And I love that it's switching between, look at that, switching between the white and the colored. I've never seen that before, right? And then obviously you can take it completely off, but every time I press the button on this pedal, it completely changes the look of the tree. This is Home Reflections. And also, Amy, can we talk about the lights themselves? Like, you see how soft like they're bright, but they're soft. They're not piercing my eyes. Can you talk to me about that technology? Because I don't know much about that.
Absolutely. Yeah, Jen, so that's that warm white that you're seeing. Back in the day, you would see lights that were a little bit yellow, and they were actually hot. We love that incandescent,
yes,
that beautiful warm white. And then, right, I had a few burns, and then the pop-up lighters in the car. Those were fun, too. My brothers were like, you should touch that.
Wow, we're dating ourselves. Hey, 6.5 is sold out. This is all that's left, 7.5 and 9. I'm sorry, Amy, I interrupted you, but please continue.
No, that's okay. And Jen, I was going to say, too, just on that note, I can tell you, because I work very closely with Dan, my friend Dan, on these, I can't begin to tell you what it was, struggle was like, just to be able to bring these trees with shipping, with, it's a new world that we're living in. So it is wonderful, right, to know that's boom, I'm gonna have my tree, the tree that I want. It's gonna come to my door.
You gotta order now.
Taken care of, right?
That's such a good point.
Beautiful lights, Jen, loaded up with lights. That's that warm white. And then when we get into the color, which we call starry lights, they're those primary colors of red, blue, a little bit of purple, kind of that violet tone, the yellow, so those classic colors. And then you get to play with 7 different light options. I'm doing that with my foot pedal, which will be attached to the tree. You're never going to lose it, and you don't have to bend over to use that that foot pedal.
All right, friends, we're down to just the 7.5 and the 9 foot tree. This happens every time with our Christmas trees. There's only 150 left in the 7.5, 5 dozen left in the 9 foot. And that is it. It's H233109. I think, Amy, that's a great point to end on. I have a feeling once all of these stores switch over in full to their holiday decor, there's going to be news stories about how limited the Christmas tree situation is. So you order yours now. Amy, thank you so much. And it was so much fun. I'll see you soon.
Mwah. Bye, Jen. See you soon, hon.
Okay, apparently every 5 minutes I'm going to give you a Flappy update.